In today's journey, we take advantage of the fact that we have an Instapot and a Ninja Tender Crisp in the studio at the same time. The Ninja Tender Crisp was a gift from his father as a way of saying he would like to have his Instant Pot back. We'd also like to point out that neither one of these can pressure cook like a pressure cooker can, as they do not achieve a full 15 psi, meaning things like lab grade sanitization cannot happen in them. Also, older recipes may need to be altered to accommodate them when cooking. That's not to say that you can't use them for home use, I just wouldn't use them professionally. And if I was going to pressure cook something in it, I would freeze it afterwards for long-term storage. And we realize that these aren't like models, but both companies do offer similar products that do the same things, so we're actually going to be more so focusing on comparing the brands, specifically the user interfaces and its general designs. So let's start with what they share in common. Both are well designed by reputable brands that are going to do what they say they're going to do. It's the experience that really sets them apart. Starting with the Ninja, we find it to be more of an appliance replacement and features an on-off and start button, meaning that you feel like you have more control over what the appliance is actually doing. Plus, we find the button layout to be a bit less confusing and straightforward. Although it does lack a rice function, and I would really like to see that, although we have made rice in this that came out great. The Ninja does tend to run a little cooler on the outside, but you could still burn yourself as it does still get hot. And another downside is that the Ninja is generally larger in every direction, especially the Tender Crisp, which has a non-removable lid. So when you go to pressure cook with the pressure cooking lid, you still have to have it on there. So if size matters to you, go for the Instant Pot. The Ninjas do tend to be a little wider too, so if you're going to cook full chickens, you got a bit more room to work with in there. And lastly, something that really makes us feel like a home appliance is its non-removable cord. This means no easy replacement if something happens to the existing cord. And this is the kind of electronics we recommend not opening up to fix yourself. But let's turn it on to see how easy it is to set it up. Starts off nice with a satisfying click from the power button. With the Tender Crisp lid closed, it's a lot like an oven replacement, with the Air Crisp mode being a lot like a deep fryer replacement. And it won't let you do much of anything until you actually pick a mode. We pick Bake Roast, where you can adjust the time, hold it down to make it go faster, and the temperature with these buttons up here. And as you can see, if you click the wrong mode, it will let you know with a gentle reminder, as the LCD screen will blink lid. Once the countdown starts when you actually use it, you will be displayed in either hour minutes, or minutes and seconds, depending on how much time is left. As a home cooking appliance, Phil prefers the Ninja over the Instant Pot himself, but they both have their merits. For instance, the Instant Pot is a bit more user-friendly for people new to the kitchen. And this model may not have any of the baking features that the Tender Crisp does, but Instant Pot does sell a model that does, and not only that, but the lid is removable. Plus, it's easier to do things such as cooking rice or making yogurt in it, as it has dedicated features for just that. But as you can see, setting up the Instant Pot is as easy as just plugging it in and then starting whatever feature you want. Phil finally lands on pressure cooker. But most of the settings are set by the setting that you select versus setting an actual temperature, although some features do feature a high and low setting, such as the pressure cooker can be set to high or low pressure. Once you select your setting, just let it sit for a second and it will automatically start with a beep. And it will also start a countdown on the LED display. And although it may be lacking a dedicated on-off switch, it does have a removable power cable. And although you should only ever use OEM parts, it's nice to see that they used a standard connection, so that in the event the worst should happen to your cable, it can easily be replaced. But I know one of the things that's hardest for people to answer straightforward is how many jars can you fit inside of these things? This Instant Pot, which is a 6 quart, can hold 3 quart jars without any rack, which isn't necessarily the best way to do it. Put like a tea towel or something in. And when you have this many jars in it, the lid can be hard to close, so you may have to finagle it. And unfortunately, the Ninja Tender Crisp 6.5 quart can only fit pint-sized jars in it. You can get 5 if you raw dog it, but you really should be using the basket. It's better for the jars as they can crack if you cool them or heat them too quickly. But unfortunately, that means you're giving up one of your pint jars, as you can only fit 4 in when you use the basket. This alone could be the deciding factor of which brands you should go with. But if doing a lot of jars, especially bigger size ones, you really should be using an actual pressure cooker, not an electric one. Although if you have a crappy stove, these do make a great replacement. And hopefully we'll be able to go a little more in depth about what makes a good or bad pressure cooker yeast starter. After trying a few online recipes, we think people might have the wrong idea about how to save time while brewing. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out some of our other videos that you might find interesting. And as always, thanks for watching.